Hello again, everybody. Tech is here with my UFC 144 review for February 25th, early 26th, 2012. And overall, I say this is one of my favorite UFC pay-per-views I've seen in a while. Last three have been okay, but this pay-per-view in Japan was a pretty good pay-per-view. The main event delivered to my expectations. Great fight. We crowned the champion, which I'll address in a few moments. But let me start with my overall pay-per-view rating, a 7.5 out of 10. My highest rating for UFC pay-per-view. I've given the last three 6.5. So great to give it higher than a 6.5. 7.5 because of a lot of great fights. Main event delivered, as I mentioned, as I expected. And not a lot of first round knockouts, then only two, and most matches lasted about 3 or 5 rounders. So there you go. Decent amount of fights. I'm glad I made it 7 fights. Long night, but still 7 great fights tonight in the UFC. Let's get down to it with our first fight of the night, which was, besides the main event, the fight I was looking forward to the most. It was in the lightweight division. It was Showtime Anthony Pettis, the former WC lightweight champion, taking on Joe Lauzon. Now, when I heard these guys were going to face up, I expected a war. I thought this fight was going to be a great fight. A little bit disappointed it ended in the first round, but it ended with a first round knockout by Anthony Pettis in less than a minute. A great karate kick, and we predicted it right away that he was going to knock out Lauzon with a great kick like he did to Henderson when he got the victory for WC title. And like I said, I thought this fight was going to go a little longer. I was looking forward to this fight besides the main event, but I'm glad at least Pettis got a great knockout. One of, I think, 2 great knockouts that qualified for knockout of night tonight. So Pettis delivered with a knockout to deliver the knockout to start the fight, to start the night off, sending a message to whoever is the lightweight champion that he will be next in line. He wants to face the winner of the fight, which I will address, the winner of the main event for the lightweight championship in a few moments, but I rate this fight a 2.5 out of 5 just because it was a little disappointing because it was a little shorter than I expected. A great win for Anthony Pettis, great knockout kick, one of many great qualifiers for knockout of night bonus. Now on to our next fight, which was Hatsu Hioki taking on Bart Palaszewski in the featherweight division. I thought coming out of the fight against Lauzon and Pettis, I thought this fight was a decent fight. Hioki was strong. He was mostly dominant the entire fight against Mr. Bart. And it was in Japan afterwards. The Japanese guys, I think only one Japanese guy won, which I'll address. And big victory for Hioki, winning with a unanimous decision over Bart. It was like a decent fight. Not a lot of exciting moments in this fight, but decent fight. I'll give this fight also a 2.5 out of 5. Next, it was Yushin Okami taking on Boetsch. Now, this fight in the middleweight division, Yushin Okami was dominant in this fight. Yushin Okami was dominant in this fight. It was all over Boetsch. But in the last round, a fury by Boetsch landed with a TKO victory. A great comeback from Boetsch. One of 2 great comebacks tonight. During the prelims, Takanami Gomi fought in the prelims. That was the only prelim I saw against E.G. Mitsuka, whatever his name is. And E.G. Edgy almost defeated Takanami by a submission in the first round, but Gomi struck back with a TKO in the end. That's what happened with Boetsch. He was dominated by Okami most of the fight. Okami coming off his loss against Anderson Silva back at UFC 1. I forgot what pay-per-view it was. But it was UFC 134 in Rio when Okami lost to Anderson Silva. And Okami was on Boetsch, but like I said, Boetsch struck back. Got a great comeback victory. There you go, great comeback victory. I'll give this a 3.0 because Okami was dominant most of the fight. He was on top of Boetsch. Great performance by Okami, but Boetsch put a tremendous comeback against Okami to get the victory. So congratulations to Boetsch, 3.0 out of 5. On to our next fight, which was in the welterweight division. It was Yoshihiro Akiyama taking on the man who's had 2 losses in a row, needed a big win after losing to Jake Allenberger and the GSP, Jake Shields. Now, this fight was a decent fight, too. Jake Shields was dominant over Yoshihiro. Yoshihiro was in his first major UFC fight as a welterweight. after many, I think, was he lightweight or light heavyweight? But there you go. Jake Shields was dominating most of the fight. He was dominant over Yoshihiro, getting the victory over Yoshihiro by unanimous decision. And that was a decent fight with Shields dominant. Good takedown moves by Shields. And Yoshihiro fought well, but like I said, Jake Shields was dominant. And there you go. 3.0 out of 5 for that fight as well. Decent fight from them too. Now on to heavyweight fight, the only heavyweight tonight, which was Jack Congo taking on Mark Hunt. Now, Mark Hunt's knockout was pretty good too. He was. I thought Congo was going to lose. I really thought that Congo was going to get the victory in this fight, but it was Mark Hunt getting the victory over Congo by knocking him out in the first round. Like I said, one of only 2 first-round knockouts in a TKO in 2 minutes. And Cheick was like still going in the first round, but of course Congo got the victory. He got a little punch in. Boys, they got a nasty punch on Cheick to get the victory. Nice victory for Mark Hunt, proving he may be one step closer to a heavyweight title fight against the new champion, Júlio dos Santos. I think Mark Hunt needs to get a few more wins, and I think Mark Hunt's got some potential, especially with Fabricio Werdum back in the lineup. You got to think about him and the former champ Cain Velasquez. So Mark Hunt's got to get some more impressive victories, but this fight was pretty decent, despite being only another one-rounder, but decent victory for Mark Hunt. Great TKO victory over Jack Congo, a 2.5 out of 5. Now on to the co-main event, which in my mind was not my favorite fight tonight. Not my favorite. It was the co-main event. It was in the middle, light heavyweight division. It was Darth Bader coming off a win over Jason Brills, taking on the man who's coming off a loss against Bones Jones back at UFC 135. And fighting back in Japan, the former star of Pride, of course, referring to Quentin Rampage Jackson, who failed to make weight. He was 211 pounds at the weigh-ins. So there you go. This fight was more of a fight, not the lose fight. They weren't going for the win, they were avoiding the loss. First round was just okay. In the second round, there was a nasty takedown by Mr. Rampage, taking down Bader. He tried to take an advantage, but Bader had a lot of wrestling moves. Bader got most knockdowns. He got 1 takedown in the second round after Quentin's rush of a takedown. And then he got 2 more takedowns. And basically, Ryan Bader avoided getting punched because Ryan knew he wanted to take it to the ground as much as possible because he knew that Rampage was going to try to knock him out. Jake Shields was trying to do that too in his fight against Yoshihiro. Jake Shields tried to take Yoshihiro down and didn't really get him on the ground. And that's what Ryan Bader was doing. And thanks to his takedowns, a lot of takedowns, and his defense against Rampage's striking, Ryan Bader got the unanimous victory in a not good fight. The crowd booed a little, and it is something. It was like, especially in the last 2 minutes, they were just on the ground doing nothing. Lack of action, a little bit of action, but not much. Referee should have standing them up in the last 2 minutes, not doing anything. He might have screwed Rampage, but that's what many people may think. But Ryan Bader got the victory, and his victory thanks to a takedown defense. Many takedowns by Bader. 2.0 out of 5. Probably, like I said, my worst fight tonight. Now on to the best fight tonight. The main event that I thought was going to be delivered, didn't deliver. It was for the UFC Lightweight Championship. It was Frankie the Answer Edgar defending the championship against the former WEC Lightweight Champion Benson Henderson. And this fight was as much as I wanted to be a great fight, great back and forth fight. Benson Henderson proved why he should be the champion in his He beat the hell out of Frankie Edgar. He dominated Frankie, that little kick, because Frankie had a takedown mode. Great takedown defense by both guys. That little kick to the face that bloodied Frankie's nose. I think he may have a broken nose after that kick to the face. Oh man, that was brutal. But Frankie proved once again why he was the strongest and one of the most honored UFC lightweight champions. He had the heart, and Benson was taking, look at Frankie Edgar. He had a lot of cuts on his face. He got beat the hell up by Benson. And Benson had nothing on him. He had no scars besides some blood on his chest from Frankie. And Frankie never gave up. And Benson was on top of Frankie. He dominated Frankie in this whole fight. It went all 5 rounds. Great back and forth action. I knew this fight was going to deliver. When I found out these two were going to face up, I knew I was in for a great fight. And boy, was it very exciting, very grueling, very back and forth action. But in the end, we crowned a new UFC lightweight champion in Benson Smooth Henderson, being the first WEC lightweight champion to become the UFC lightweight champion. And how odd that the man that beat Henderson for the WEC championship, lightweight championship, Anthony Pettis, won in the first fight against Joe Lauzon. And in the end, the man that Pettis beat, Ben Henderson, stood tall in the end as your new UFC lightweight champion by unanimous decision. I'll give this fight a 3.5 out of 5. Great main event fight. I knew it was going to be an exciting fight, and I'm glad Benson won the fight. I knew Benson was going to win. He was unstoppable. Frankie fought his best, and Frankie tried his best to defend himself. And I'm glad he wasn't a pussy. He didn't pull Anderson Silva, because usually champions have to be struck against, In Frankie Edgar's fight, I've seen all his title fights. Well, 2 out of his last title fights. I missed the ones he faced against BJ Penn, but the last big title fights I've seen with Frankie Edgar in the 2 fights against Wayne made it. In this fight tonight, he never pussied out. He always fought to win. He always knew he was the underdog. He knew he had to fight, and he fought violently. But in the end, we crowned a brand new champion, a first new champion in UFC crowned since the UFC on Fox special. It is Benson Henderson getting the victory. And who will face off against Benson? The logical choice would be Anthony Pettis. Because Anthony Pettis, after we beat Benson Henderson, Pettis was supposed to be the one to take on the lightweight champion of UFC to unify the championships. But after a bump in the road loss against Clay Guida, that bumped Clay Guida to contendership status until losing to Benson Henderson, which gave him this fight against Frankie to begin with, Anthony Pettis could be the logical choice. And both guys would have a lot of revenge in their minds. Pettis seeking revenge after Benson got the title fight that he would have gotten. And Benson may want revenge after Pettis beat him. So that could be a decent fight. Anthony Pettis 2, the rematch for the UFC lightweight championship. So who knows? May have that fight down the road, but glad that Benson's a champion, and I know he'll be a great champion. When I saw his fight against Anthony Pettis at the last UFC, I knew one thing. When Benson arrived in UFC, he was going to be a great fight. I knew he was going to bring a lot of excitement to UFC, and he has. And I'm happy for Benson. Congrats to Benson. Smooth Henderson, your new UFC lightweight champion. Like I said, in the end, 7.5 out of 10. Great pay-per-view tonight. Best UFC pay-per-view I've seen thus far. Probably the best UFC pay-per-view of 2012 thus far. But was still, there's only the, what is this? This is only the 3rd UFC pay-per-view of the year. So, we're still early, but great pay-per-view in Japan tonight. That is it for my review. Thank you all very much. I like this video. Comment your thoughts. Are you happy Benson Henderson won? Are you happy he won? You think Frankie deserves a rematch? Or you think someone else should face Benson? Like I said, Anthony Pettis. Comment your thoughts on the pay-per-view below. Thank you all very much. You've all been attacked by the review from Zach. Thank you very much. Have a great night. See y'all later. Yeah.